Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to show you my first initial thoughts about a dual-wielding Pure Fizz crit Impale Cyclone. So as you can imagine, or at least as you can remember probably from my previous videos, I said if I don't have currency, I'm going to play the two-handed RT Bleed Cyclone that I did. Also did my first Uber Elder with that one. That was my League starter, and I said once I have currency, I'm going to convert the two-handed Cycloner into a more costly crit Cycloner. And this is the first approach onto it, and yeah. I think without further ado, let's run the same map as with the Bleed Cycloner. That's going to be an Elder Toxic Sewer, right? So it doesn't really matter what map mods you have, you can valid whatever, you know. The only thing you cannot do is run a no leech map. Since we are leeching mana as well, so that doesn't really matter, right? So, pretty much the same playstyle as the other character, but it's just way more damage. So, I'm also like doing Uber Elder carries with this character. The damage, I would say, is probably like tooltip-wise, 6, 7... How high can we get with full stacked? 750, 750,000 tooltip. So there is no Impale in there and so on. So I would approximately say the build has about 2.5 to 3 million Shaper damage at the moment. I'm killing like Minotaur in probably 4 seconds, roughly 4 seconds. So that should be actually the actual the DPS value here. Weirdly, this build only has about 4.4k life at the moment, right? So I sold my disfavor and stuff. I'm going to talk about that one a little bit later. And the only thing that I could do is finishing my weapons, right? So this build at the moment lacks survivability. But the weird thing though is I can do all counter with that one with ease. You know, Syndicates on tier 16, Legion Stones, whatever you want to do. Damage is totally fine. You can pull as much as you want. Like, sometimes, I gotta admit, sometimes you just get one-shotted by these bow dudes. They are just hilariously strong. But in the other hand, like, I know that the next upgrades will definitely be survivability. Besides, like, I don't really need any more damage here, right? I have way than enough damage. Still, we can get more damage. I'm gonna talk about that one later as well. But also, this is the build where I did the 5 stones with. So, whatever I do with this build, it just works, you know? So where is my Exalted Orb that I usually get when I'm recording a video? Wow, 2 other orbs. Hey, it's something, right? That would be amazing to find another Exalted Orb in the video. But yeah, map boss died in between, like before I opened the Legion Stone. If you're wondering about bossing, I was doing, like, as I said before, I'm doing boss carries with this one. No problem at all. So I'm still gonna make the first, or at least post the first Uber Elder with this build that I made like 2 days ago. I will bring at the end of this video, but let's talk about this character and why is it so expensive and what do I have planned for future and so on. So basically, as I said, dual wielding. What does dual wield bring you? Actually, once you dual wield, you have like 10% more attack speed. If you can remember, the disfavor had about 0.13 attacks per second. If I just be in here, use Blood Rage, I have 0.10. That means I have 10 attacks per second. Sorry. I have 10 attacks per second, which is pretty insane. And hideout DPS, if you're wondering, I'm just running a damage on full life, so I want to be full life. 270,000 basically. So, I have crafted 2 foils. So, I want to mention here, I sold the disfavor for about 18 exalts in a quick trade. Then I sold the Chaos Heart, the Hemophilia Gloves, like almost those uniques I sold. And in the end, I had about, I think, roughly 30 exalts, right? I had 30 exalts budget here to create those weapons. These are just 86 weapons with the perfect forces to 30%, and then the attack speed quality roll, so they have 47%, right? So, in one hand, I was lucky getting the 6-link at series for 20 fusings, and I made like easily 10x profit because I bought the weapon for 8. Easy 10x salts profit. Here, I had, I was basically to go through the process of how I made those weapons. These are just Dictator mod with the physical accuracy. and then multi-mod it, right? So you're gonna buy those weapons, you're gonna make like I did it, 30% quality on them, then alteration spamming until we hit the Dictator's mod. Then we bought some imprint beasts, you know, the one with the best share where you can make a copy from a magic item. So I made this and tried to annul off, I think there was like bleed before on top of that, right? It took like 5 tries, so every beast was about 0.8 exalts here, right? 5 tries until I finally had this mod as a standalone. Then doing the same again, with only magic with this Dictator's mod, making an imprint, regal it. If it's good, multi-mod. If not, try to annul off the bad thing, right? Yeah, took 15 tries to get this standalone Dictator's mod. 15 tries. So a total, I used more than 20 imprint beasts to make my 2 weapons, which is insanely bad. There was alone like 20 exalts almost, like 15 exalts roughly just for that. Then another 8 exalts for multi-modding. So at the end, so to finish this topic here, at the end, holy moly, the 30 exalts that I had on my stash before I started those weapons were gone. They were gone. So the rest of the gear that I have is completely bullshit. I mean, this is from the last build, right? I kept that from the this favorite one. This is what I kept. This is all I kept. Here, I was running with a tabula rasa. And then I was like, hey, let's buy the cheapest 6-link they have on the market with the colors 4 red to green, because I don't want to care about the intelligence at the moment, if you're wondering why I'm not using infused channeling. So this was the cheapest one, 60 life, nothing else basically, but still better than the tabula, right? 40 chaos for this one. The gloves I bought for, I think, 5 chaos, and then just spammed chaos for life and fire res. Stygian Vice is also a couple chaos spammed for cold resistance. These are still the same bad boots that I had on day 2 of the league. So basically you can say, I spent 35 exalts into this build. 30 of those are the 2 weapons. 2 exalts is the Devotos, or 1.3 at the moment. And the rest of the 3 exalts that's over is for the rest of the gear complete. Okay, so yeah, I have pretty insane nuts weapons. But the rest of the gear sucks and I have 4k life. Still, I'm able to do all content. Okay, enough story talking, let's talk about the gear itself. As I said, you want to get the hybrid mod because we are now a crit build, so we don't have RT anymore, right? So we need accuracy. That's why I choose to go with the hybrid Dictators mod, so you can craft Fizz flat and Fizz percentage on top of that. And since I'm a Slayer, I have the base crit mod here. So I removed the Bane of Legends and took the base crit. So my weapons will have 8% crit, although they have no crit on top of that. What I want to mention is, since you're probably like, hey, wait a second, I'm playing Champion. Hey, wait a second, I'm playing Berserk. I'm playing Gladiator. Like, do I have to be Slayer? No, you don't. The only thing you'd change is, instead of taking the multiplier mod that I crafted on that, you're gonna take the critical strike chance, what you usually take, right? In the other hand, like, it's a melee build. It's a cycloning build. You can play Cyclone with every freaking class, you know? The Ascendancies, I just prefer the overleech of the Slayer. I just love this stat, you know? That's why I want to play Slayer. 45, yeah. Champion is actually more DPS because we have more Impale stacks. We have like permanent Fortify, and yeah, Gladiator, block, Berserk, damage, AoE. Like, it's all like minimalistic what you can change. The tree itself is probably always gonna be the same, right? So, what else do we have to talk? Yeah, let's talk about the gems real quick. Here I have a cast one damage taking level 1 setup with Immortal Call and increased duration. For some more damage buffer, you can take here Steel Skin as well. I'm not sure what is better at the moment, Immortal Call or Steel Skin. On the other weapon, we have Blood Rage, Enhanced Support, and Blood Magic. The idea behind that is I want to have 0 mana cost, right? So I have my Leap Slam on Blood Magic, and I have my Blood Rage on Blood Magic. So the only thing that costs mana at the moment is my Cyclone. What I want to get rid of when I have a chest that has the Fossil mod minus 15 mana cost of the socket that attacks, right? So whatever I'm going to do, nothing will cost mana, and then I can start leveling up my precision, because this is on level 1 at the moment. So I can just remove all the kind of mana that I have. I will just purely play on life, which is just personal preference, right? Okay, on the helmet, we have Enlighten, Flash and Stone, Maim Support, and Blood and Sand. I want to mention that I'm not running Blood and Sand at the moment because if I can enable it. I have an Enlighten level 2 at the moment, so level 4 would be great. I have 28 mana left. That means, yeah, a blink of an eye, Cyclone, and that's about it, right? So you cannot deactivate it like that. You just have to remove it here and socket it in so that it's unlinked again, at least like not reserved. So here I have a little bit more bandwidth to start my Cyclone and start leeching, right? That's why I'm actually having it equipped but not running it at the moment. Just waiting until my Cyclone gets, my Enlighten gets higher, or I finally get the chest that I'm looking for. Then on the chest, Cyclone with Impale support, that's a good change. Brutality, damage on full life, Fortify, and Pulverize. Pulverize for AoE if you want to, get Melee Fist for extra damage. I'm just think like, I'm a lazy player, right? I just want to use Cyclone and that's about it. I don't want to care about weapon swap, gem changing before a boss. We have so much damage that it doesn't really matter if we run a Pulverize or not, okay? What others can you do if... Like damage and full life, I would say this is a Slayer only gem, right? We have Overleech. That means when I kill something, I'm leeching for the next 5 seconds until the leech is like gone, or the 5 seconds passed. I would not recommend using damage and full life on any other character than Slayer. If you run Berserk, Champion, or anything else, just take melee physical damage and you're good, okay? This is just for the overleech of the Slayer, because Blood Rage, although it degens me, if my life regen or the life leech is higher than my HP pool, I will still count as full life, although Blood Rage is degening me. That's on the wiki, okay? Just if you're wondering. On the gloves, we have Leap Slam, Endurance Charge, or Melee Stun, so we can actually generate some random Endurance Charges when we jump around. And then Faster Attacks and Blood Magic, as I said before, I want to run Blood Magic on that one. Then we have Dread Banner, Enlighten, Pride, and Precision. The reason for that is the Watcher's Eye. If you are not having the Watcher's Eye that I will show later on with the Impale, the additional hits, I would definitely or probably take Herald of Purity. Because Herald of Purity is only a little bit less damage than Pride, but it only reserves half of it, okay? Herald of Purity reserves 25, this one reserves 50. So that's why you can level up your Precision higher, you have more hit chance, and at the end you're probably gonna reach 100% hit chance, which is essentially good for Impale. I'm going to talk in a bit. Okay, for the rare items that I have here, basically life resistance, life resistance, life resistance, life resistance, life resistance, life resistance. Wow. Abyssal life. Yeah, great. Can I craft something over here? No, this is so bad gear, dude. It's like 1 chaos, 1 chaos, 5 chaos, 10 no, 5 chaos, like all shit gear, telling you. But still, I will have plans for other, like I want to have an Elder Astral Plate, right? I'm working on an Elder Turquoise Amulet for Dex and Intelligence with the maximum total recovery per second from Life Leech. That's also Slayer only. Life recovery rate, so my my leech is going to be faster and so on. I just want to make it a pretty insane leech character with this one because I'm a Slayer. But in the other hand, you can take whatever you want. You can still run Chance to Bleed with Hemophilia or something like that. We are really having a big bandwidth on what we can do with this build. Okay, so gems, flasks. Instant life flask, shock immunity, of an onslaught flask with freeze immunity. Then we have a diamond flask with curse immunity. Still, my room is concoction for a layer of defense. You can still take the Lion's Roar if you don't care about the knockback. And we have a Quicksilver flask for more movement speed. So, let's talk about the Ascendancy quick. Brutal Fervor, Endless Hunger. This is what I go first, then Headsman and Overwhelm. If you're only having 3 laps, I would probably take the Overwhelm because getting the base crit on the weapons is insanely strong for your global DPS. But this one, Fizz Reflect Immunity, also super good. There is one big jewel that we have equipped here. This is the Transcendent Flash. You probably noticed this one from previous leaks, basically, which says that you get crit multiplier per 10 strength unallocated. That's the one that we're not going to have skilled. And we're gonna get 1% physical damage reduction per 10 strength allocated. So that's the one that we skilled. What's the insane thing about this is, in the radius here, we have a total of 70% multiplier. It means we have 140 strength in here, because they added this cluster here. Double 15 and the 40 strength node over here. And all the strength nodes and plus the strong arm and so on, that sums up to 140 strength. So we had 70 multiplier and 4% physical damage reduction. That's a huge damage and defensive upgrade. From the skill tree itself, it's pretty much the same as the one that we used on the disfavor one. The only difference is, besides going for the 2 hands nodes over here and the X nodes over here, we took the sword nodes over here and the swords node there with the multiplier on top. So the next levels, I'm level 94 at the moment, is just get this jewel slot and fill up the Scion Life cluster, and that's about it. So, what about else to talk? The Watcher's Eye. I got this on the video that I will show in a bit, like the first Uber Elder run. I got this one with Impale inflict 2 additional hits while using Pride. So, that essentially DPS buffs us by a huge amount. So I wrote this one down just for you guys to check out how Impale actually works. Cyclone, min-max, I think this is... Oh wait, this is chances of Impale, and the other one was... Bleed Impales, there you go. So, first of all, yeah, let's talk about the Impale itself. Impale usually has 5 stacks, okay? You can get +2 with the Watcher's Eye and +2 if you're a champion, right? So this is the 2 that I'm talking about with the Pride Aura. That means every attack we're gonna do, let's assume we have a 100% chance to impale, what we do have, and a 100% attack hit chance, right? Every attack we're gonna do is giving us 1 impale stack. An impale stack is basically 10% of unmitigated damage from the hit that we made, right? So the first attack is just doing the normal damage and gives us 1 stack. So the second attack will give 100 damage plus this 1 stack here, the 10%, plus another impale stack. Attack 3 will give us 100% damage, what we do usual, plus 2 impale stacks, which ends up being 20% more damage, and gives us another impale stack. So after 6 attacks, we're always gonna do 100% damage plus 50% extra damage coming from the impale that's going to be released after every hit. That means 6 attacks, right? I'm having, with Blood Rage on, I'm having an attack rate of 0.10. That means 10 attacks per second. That means I need 0.6 seconds on a target to have my maximum stacks on the Impale. If you have the Watcher's Eye like I do, you make this one higher. You have attack 6 with Impale 6, attack 7 with Impale 7. So in the end, after attack 8, which is 0.8 seconds with my build at the moment, I'm doing 170% damage, right? Yes, I know some of you will say like, hey, wait a second, there is something like Impale effect. This is something I want to talk about later. This is just to understand how Impale works. And if you have the Watcher's Eye plus you're a champion, you can get this up to Impale 9. That means after attack 10, you're gonna do 90% extra damage. On every freaking hit you do, that's more than doubles your damage. I think here it almost doubles your damage, but you're not allowed to forget that some nodes here, especially this one, effect of Impale, so does the Impale support. It gives you another effect of Impale that will higher that number here. So imagine that every Impale stack gives you now 19% increased, right? And then 38% and so on. And you're gonna see that at the end of the day, if you're having freaking 5 stacks of Impale, you have more than twice as much damage if you're only hitting 0.5 seconds on the same enemy. So Impale is insane. So what we want to do for that is we want to have 100% Impale chance and 100% hit chance. I'm struggling a little bit on the hit chance at the moment. I'm having 92%, which is not bad, but still not 100%. I should actually take this accuracy node over here. But I want to get as close to 100 as I can get. And usually, if I have my mana cost aura and I can level up the accuracy gem that I have, the precision aura, then I will get to 100%. And every single attack that I do will hit. 90% of the time it will crit. And the Impale will stack up repeatedly, and it's going to be insane damage. It's hilarious. Okay, next thing. How do you get 100% Impale? So, I wrote it down over here. These are the choices that we have that we can make, right? The Dread Banner gives us 20% chance to Impale. As a passive, once we have it equipped, it's like 10% mana reserved, easy clap. The Impale support, that's a new one that we have on Cyclone, gives us another 40%. So with only Dread Banner and Impale, we are in 60% chance. Then there is a Watcher's Eye with a Pride mod that gives you 25%. Swift Skewering and Forceful Skewering are the two passive nodes that we have over here and over here. Both of them, like this gives you 15 plus 5. Here you have 15 plus 10 plus 5. I think it's like that, right? One gives 30% chance to Impale, one gives 20. Then you can craft Hybrid with Impale. I think that's on the crafting bench. Impale? Yeah, here. That's physical damage with chance to Impale. And we have the Champion Ascendancy that gives you another 20%. So my thing that I was doing was 20% Dread Banner, only 20% of the possible 30 of Swift Skewering. That means that instead of the right node that gives me another 10% chance to Impale, I took the left side with the increased Impale effect. So then the Impulse Support and the Forceful Skewering, that's the small cluster over here. It makes 20, 40, 80, 100% chance to Impale. Easy clap, you know? And you still have other options to go for. So that's for the Impale explanation and how to get 100% chance to Impale. Because you want to Impale on every hit. So every hit adds another stack, releases the other one, and so on. So, although depending on how much your cap is, right? Usual characters 5. If you have the Watcher's Eye, it's 7. Or if you're Champion 7. And if you're Champion plus the Watcher's Eye, you're on 9 stacks, which is insanely strong. Okay, path of building link of this one is in the description below with my current shit gear. I have to say it like that. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. There will definitely be a second video of this one where I have hopefully better gear with maybe finally the chest that I'm looking for and maybe some other nice items. So, Pantheon Powers as usual, Solaris and Yugal what I take for Uber Elder, and Lunaris and Grutkull is when I'm mapping. Actually, I'm too lazy to switch, so I'm staying with the Solaris and Yugal, so I'm always ready for an Uber Elder carry, right? Bandits this time, when didn't kill all, I changed to Alira, because Alira gives me 20% crit multiplier and 15 all resist, okay? If you don't know how to do that, do I have 20 regrets on my stash? Probably not to showcase. Oh, wait, I have, cool. Okay, so if you have 20 regrets and you're buying a Lapis Amulet, I think you get it in Act 9. Somewhere over here. Where is it?
Time for that soon enough.
Think.
What can we do for you?
Lapis? Lapis? Ah, doesn't sell.
Be careful.
So you're just gonna browse through the acts. One of those will sell you a Lapis Amulet. Hopefully I can find one in Act 8 or 7. So I can at least show that, because then otherwise people will say like, hey, that doesn't work for me. It does work. I did it the same way. Here we have Lapis Amulet. There we go. So what you're gonna do now, it works the same with the other amulets. If you sell a Lapis Amulet and 20 regrets, you get a Book of Reform. That gives me a Lyra's Fervor, right? And there is other, with the other amulets, with the Coral one, I think, give the Strength, the Amber one, gives me the Favor of Oak. I think then the Onyx Amulet will give me the 2 skill points. And yeah, if I do it this way, I change from 2 skill points to Alira's Favor, right? The only thing you're gonna take care of is, if you have this book in your pocket, you gotta make sure that you remove 2 skill points, that you actually have 2 skill points, so the book can remove that one, so you get the Alira's Favor, right? Okay, in terms of MTX, holy shit, we're doing good on here. I love this MTX, dude. So, we are having double Dark Prism Weapon with the Celestial effect. Then we have the new Monolith Crown that you get with, I think, like 24 challenges? I think 24? No, wait, this was actually lower. The Monolith Crown was 12, and the Monolith Aura effect, that's the spikes over here, on 24. And here I'm 30 at the moment, so I'm soon at the wings, which is pretty insane. So we have the Holy Eyes, so the character actually has some eyes here. The Void Wings, Elder Body Armor, Gloves, Boots, Celestial Footprint, Celestial Character Effect. Then we have the Blue Cyclone, which matches this MTX pretty well. Other than that, Dark Immortal Call Effect, Sin Leap Slam, yeah, Monolith Aura Effect, and Soul Nexus. So I really dig this MTX. It looks so good. I hope that the wings look actually better than the Void Wings, because the Void Wings, this setup looks insanely good. Okay, I think I went over everything that I wanted to, especially I'm working on this build at the moment. I just want to give you an update on what I'm working at the moment. Path of building link exactly from this character is in the description below. Just one thing I want to mention. On this path of building I have here, right? I have insane deeps because I crafted the gear of that, because I want to see how much damage I should get to switch points and so on. Just keep into account that there is no Impale effect in this one. And as you know, as I calculated it from here, where you saw how much damage you're actually getting on top of your normal damage, and easily multiply this number, Shaper DPS by the way, multiplied by 2. So in this variation I have like 3.5 million something on this character at the moment, although the tooltip shows like 270 on full life. I know that I have more than 3 million or something about 3 million DPS already because the weapon finder nuts. Alright, let's watch the Uber Elder kill with this character. It's insane, and yeah, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I keep you updated. No, wait a second, that was wrong. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Okay, this is my phrase. He's out. Okay, first Uber Elder try as a dual-wielding Cycloner with Impale. With 4k life. Holy shit. That's gonna be fun. But hey, at least the MTX is on point, right?
Thank you for following.
At least the MTX is on.
Thank you for following.
And fester.
Exile, do something.
DPS is good. Holy shit.
New subscription received.
DPS is
Class
actually
2
really
access
good.
granted. Enjoy your stay.
See, portals are dying. Wow. Ouch. Hey, gaze somewhere else, dude. You wanna tell me that you'd not need more than 4k life to fucking do Uber Elder? That's a freaking joke. Fucking slow, dude. Oh, wow. That was actually close. That was closer than I wanted it to be. There you go. 4k life is enough to kill Uber Elder deathless. Nice. Okay, give me something good now. Daddy needs some currency. Ah. Uber Elder number 2, Watcher's Eye number 2, Haste, Pride, Whoa! Impale 2 additional what? Dude, easy clap. Only that Impale, holy. Only that Impale thing is like 10 exalts, dude. Impale 2 additional times by Pride. 6.5 exalts. Okay, I thought it's more, but holy shit.